Nina Williams is one of the characters in Tekken that are most relevant to the story, having been in every single Tekken game since the very first. So naturally, she's garnered a very dedicated fan base, I think. She's essentially your typical professional, cold-blooded, sexy assassin trope. And while I'll say that her fighting style is really unique, and also her lifelong rivalry with her sibling, Anna Williams, is cool, in the lore, for one, she's pretty fucking terrible at doing her job. In the first game, which doesn't say much about her story, one of her contracts said she's supposed to kill Heihachi Mishima during the King of Iron Fist Tournament 1. And needless to say, that nigga lived to see another like 2.5 decades. So I don't know what her excuse was this time, but all I know is she definitely got her ass whooped and did not get paid. So it was back to them ice cube sandwiches for your ass. To be fair though, with Heihachi, that nigga built different. If he was catching bullets with his teeth at 75, God bless whoever got to deal with this nigga at 50. But still, that's 0 for 1. Fast forward to Tekken 2, her father is in his deathbed, telling Shorty to stop beefing with her sister, Anna. You remember I mentioned their lifelong rivalry? Well, they kept beefing for at least like 4 more Tekkens in total. Then she was contracted to kill Kazuya in the King of the Iron Fist Tournament 2. So she entered the tournament to both settle her beef with Anna and kill Kazuya. Nigga, then she goes on to accomplish neither. She was too caught up in her beef with Anna, and both of them got captured by the Mishima Zaibatsu. So we are only in the second game, and she's like, what, 0 for 4? Nigga, that's 3 air balls in a row. Maybe start passing the fucking ball, bitch. When Nina got captured, she and her sister were used as test subjects for the Zaibatsu, then were put into Cryosleep for 15 years, which was the time skip between Tekken 2 and Tekken 3 that had introduced many characters and removed others. But it was also kind of just an excuse for her to not visibly age, which is why she's now like 44, looking younger than Dragunov, who looks like her fucking grandfather at 27. Despite all of the characters added and removed in Tekken 3, for better or worse, she was still here. Now these next details are a little weird, but in Tekken 3 is when Heihachi awakens the ancient ogre, for no other reason than, nah, I'd win. Then the ogre proceeds to pretty much fuck shit up for everybody. Somehow, the ogre releases Nina from Cryosleep, brainwashes her, then commands her to kill Jin Kazama, the son of Kazuya Mishima and grandson of Heihachi, who, if you remember, she was supposed to kill both of these niggas and failed both times. So to literally nobody's surprise, Jin has seen every single Tekken game since 3. So this is what, like 0 for 6? You got brainwashed by a random monster. Then that monster tells you to kill Jin, and seeing as taking people out is pretty much what you do for a living, you still somehow failed. Cool. Anyways, fast forward to Tekken 4.
She was free from mind control, but still suffered from amnesia due to the cryosleep. She lost a lot of her memories, but still fell back into contracted killing. The target of one of these contracts happened to be Steve Fox, who was a boxing champion and Nina's biological son. He was carried out synthetically while she was in cryosleep by the Zaibatsu, and under Heihachi's orders, they cooked up this British nigga in a lab. Now, I don't know if Heihachi specifically wanted him to be British, or if there was some kind of design flaw within the fertilization process that led to that. But for better or for worse, she did not carry on with that contract, making it 0 for 7. I'm just saying, like, you chose this job, lady, not me. You could have been a plumber or some shit, so don't look at me, I'm just keeping track.
Fast forward to Tekken 5. Not much happens for Nina. She spends most of her time trying to recover her past. Her and her sister apparently get casted for a movie, and in both of their endings, it's essentially supposed to be a duel to the death scene in the movie. So depending on which character you get the ending with, that character ends up winning in the end. So for the very first time, she gets a dub via mass homicide? 147, I guess. In Tekken 6, she gets recruited by Jin Kazama, being a bodyguard for him when he was in his World War III arc. But peep how she was supposed to kill him in Tekken 3, but failed miserably, right? Anyway, she gets clapped by Lars 2 different times in the story, so that's 1 for 9. But in her ending, she catches another dub off her sister. So you know what? That's 2 for 9. So far, she's 30% from the 3-point line, like she Ben Simmons or some shit. Not looking good. Also, if we take a quick look at Jin's ending in Tekken 6, for 10. Fast forward to Tekken 7. The very first sentence in her profile reads, let me get my glasses for this. After failing to apprehend Jin Kazuya, stop right there. That's 2 for 11. It also says she was contracted to take a target out during their wedding. The game says she took out her target, but we don't get to see any of that. And considering her track record, I don't know if I believe in it. After all of this, in the story, she ends up working alongside Heihachi Mishima. After she failed to kill him in Tekken 1, and after he embarrassed her right in front of the nigga that she was supposed to be protecting. That's 2 for 12. But anyway, the last time she's seen in Tekken 7, she tried to apprehend Jin Kazama again. And again, she failed. Miserably, actually. Jin was extracted out of the building by Lee, and then he blew up the building while she was still in it. But she somehow escaped, so I'm not gonna count this as an L. Even if you got completely outplayed and also failed whatever the you was trying to do. I'ma spare you this time, because I've been cooking you this whole time. Anyway, fast forward to Tekken 8. Now she's working for Kazuya and goes through the glow up of a lifetime. Seriously, I know I've been cooking her this whole video, but she fine as fucking Tekken 8, so I'll give her that. Like, I'm not even a milkman. I like my sugar brown. You feel me? But anyway, quick summary. So right at this point in time, she has tried to kill him, Heihachi, and Jin, and failed at all 3. Yet still somehow, up to this point, has worked alongside all 3 of them when they were trying to kill the opposing Mishima, and still failed all 3 times, and did absolutely nothing of value while she was working for all 3 of these people. Yo, every time she's worked with one of them, they died or went missing shortly after. So she's failed at literally everything she's ever set out to accomplish in the past 30 years. That's 2 for 13 with Kazuya, by the way. She didn't do shit but walk around the battlefield for a little bit, do a backflip, shoot 2 shots at Reina, then she went on vacation. That nigga got slumped, so yeah. There are most likely some things I've missed here and there from the main games. But if we decide to consider the non-canon games and movies, apart from Death by Degrees, because fun fact, she's the only character with a standalone game outside of Tekken, but none of it is really canon to Tekken, so I'm not going to count it. But if we consider spin-offs and the like, she gets some more dubs, but a lot more L's. So for her sake and also for the length of the video, let's keep it canon. I can at least respect the fact that she's a hustler. It don't matter what the occasion is, shorty's gonna be out there doing God knows what, but she's out here regardless. Except, not only is she absolutely abysmal at doing her job, in case you haven't noticed, she is an awful sibling. In Nina's ending in Tekken 1, Nina steals one of her sister's heels. Bars, what the fuck? Nina steals one of her sister's heels, slaps the bitch when she rightfully accuses her, then laughs about it. Then in Anna's ending, in Tekken 2, she's showering, right? Then she steps out of the shower. Nina walks in the bathroom and takes a photo of her while she's nude. Why? I don't know. Now, this next part is probably the saddest part. But in Tekken 3, they weren't both captured. Only Nina was. Her sister was working with the Zaibatsu under Kazuya's rule at the time, and voluntarily went to Cryosleep with her because she would miss her sister despite their lifelong rivalry. She later woke up with no side effects, but Nina, like I said, had amnesia. Now, rather than fighting her, she tries to help her get her memories back, but also tries to prevent her from becoming an assassin. And what did Nina Williams do? She slapped Anna again. She just slapped her, bro. You remember when Nina was contracted to take a target out during their wedding day in Tekken 7? And I said I didn't believe that shit. Well, it turns out her target was Anna's fiance. That's why Nina wears a wedding dress and Anna wears a morning dress. To absolutely nobody's surprise, she's also a horrible mother. But like, to be fair, she didn't ask to be a mother in the first place, as it, like, that shit was against her will. But like, some human decency wouldn't hurt, lady. Seriously, do you hear the way she be talking to this nigga?
So does that mean you are my mother?
Don't get the wrong idea. You'll never be my son. I couldn't care less about you.
I'm like, what do you say fuck
If
me
anything.
for?
Anyways, the last thing I want to talk about is her rage art. So I'm gonna show you the rage art by itself before I say anything about it.
You're not getting away. Die in silence.
Now, before I start, I just want to say that I mean this in the nicest way possible. Die in silence. Bitch, did you just not hear the loud-ass Liberty Bell you just rung on that nigga? You know what? Fuck the bell. Let's talk about how you just emptied 2 whole magazines mid-air, upside down, simultaneously, with no silencer. You just woke up a nearby village talking about some die in silence. So much for silent assassin. Who calls you that? Die in silence? Right after you just gave a nigga the loudest knee-trembling back shots is crazy. Mind you, again, no silencer. Bitch, you could've just said die. This lady plays too much, bro. Like, there is no way that she's actually serious about her career path, bro. She barely even does her job. Have you seen her track record? Why people keep hiring her is beyond me. But anyway, that's it for the video. I just wanted to rant on this lady's shortcomings. She is truly the pinnacle of white mediocrity. Cause what has she done? Man, I'm just joking, y'all.